Let's talk about the story of Miriam Rodriguez Martinez, the mom who hunted down her own daughter's killers. Miriam was from San Fernando, Mexico, which is in the state of Tamaulipas, near the Texas border. It's considered one of the more dangerous areas to live in Mexico due to its high cartel activity, kidnappings, and police corruption. Miriam was known to be a hardworking mother and a business owner. Friends described her as calm, caring, and somebody who was very devoted to her children. For the most part, Miriam lived a pretty normal life up until January of 2012 when all of that changed for her after her 20-year-old daughter, Karen Alejandra Rodriguez, went missing. According to reports, Karen was abducted by a group of armed men believed to be in a cartel group. Miriam right away reported Karen's disappearance to the authorities. However, in interviews and reports that came out later, Miriam claimed that the investigation was very slow and the police never had any updates for her. They never had any answers to her questions, and it seemed like they didn't even have the urgency to actually try to help find Karen. Many people believe that the police didn't want to help, one, because they were corrupt, two, because of retaliation they might receive from the cartel group. So Miriam decided to take things into her own hands and begin her own investigation. So she would look in the hospitals, she would search around the streets, she would look in different neighborhoods or even detention centers to see if she can find anything that would lead her to Karen. Somehow, word got back to the cartel group who kidnapped Karen, and they found out about Miriam's investigation, and they sent her a message basically telling her that her daughter was gone. But this message that Miriam received, it didn't stop her search for her daughter. If anything, it sort of shifted things around. She kept looking for her daughter, but she also made sure to hunt down these men who kidnapped her. So that's exactly what Miriam did. She began posing as government workers, healthcare workers, befriending friends and family of the men who kidnapped her daughter, trying to get as much information as she can, and little by little she was finding them one by one, getting them arrested. And in 2014, 2 years after her daughter's disappearance, one of the suspects that she was able to get arrested actually confessed to police where they buried Karen's daughter, and they actually did end up finding her remains. Miriam was able to get all 10 of the men who kidnapped her daughter arrested, and even after Karen's remains were found, Miriam didn't stop there. She became an activist, helping other families whose loved ones disappeared and helping them search for them and bringing more awareness to all the kidnapping and the violence that happens in San Fernando. But of course, this did come with some consequences. Miriam was receiving death threats, basically telling her to stop her work. But she didn't care. She continued to help other families that were in the same situation she was already in, trying to help them find their loved ones. However, in March of 2017, there was actually a jailbreak where some of the members that she got arrested ended up escaping the prison. And then just 2 months later, on May 10th, on Mother's Day, Miriam was murdered outside of her home after she was fatally shot.